Welcome to Supply Chain Talks. My name is Christian Kars Mortensen. I'm a Senior Director, Global Partnership and Alliances at project44. And today I'm also your host for Supply Chain Talks. project44 has hand-curated a strong partner network to extend and enable the best possible customer experience. And during 2021, we welcome you to our partner series, Supply Chain Talks. These conversations touch on current developments in global supply chains and the world of logistics. Today, we warmly welcome Mr. Rohit Gan to Supply Chain Talks. Rohit is Logistics Industry Segment Head at Tata Consultancy Services. Rohit, I'm very pleased to have you join.
Thank you, Christian. Thank you.
My pleasure. Rohit, Tata Consulting Services, or TCS, that is a global client with some 500,000 employees, and you're even part of Tata Group, which is more than 150 years old, which is another wild number. And you're a fast-running company. You're even sponsoring the New York City and the London marathons. What's the secret behind TCS's very big and global success?
So I'll put this into two parts, Christian, right? So one is our ethos, and the second is our people, agility, and the ecosystem that we work in, right? As you rightly said, we are part of the 150-year young Tata Group. In 1868, Jamshedji Tata founded the group, and he set the ethos, right? Our ethos of going beyond business and giving back to the community. And over 150 years later, today, also these ethos are still ingrained in everything that we do. For every $1 that we return to the shareholders, 47 cents, right? So 47% of it goes back to community. This gives TCS a unique purpose-driven worldview. So we support numerous programs across the world, right? From healthcare for marginalized communities to sustainability programs. We also actively participate in STEM programs that allow us to nurture the next generation talent. Now, coming to our people, agility, and the ecosystem, right? So we bring deep domain and technology knowledge that is built upon decades of experience. We have a visibility across the industry units, be it energy resources, be it manufacturing, be it retail, payment, and definitely connecting all of that, the logistics part, right? We have a very diverse workforce. As we speak, we are about 36% of women force in TCS. That brings us to about 150,000 women associates and a global strength from 155 nationalities. That's our uniquely proposition to the world. Right?
That's really great. Let's try not to talk technology, but let's discuss the problems that technology can solve. And if we focus on supply chain, let's say from end to end, including all the logistics challenges, what are the pain points you see in big companies you work with? Data
is always the topic that is on the top of the list. It manifests itself in different forms, but that's predominantly the one. Visibility is another challenge, and by visibility in today's world, it's not just about where my box is that I should know, but it's exactly knowing what I should do if I know my box is in location X or Y, or it's in the status A or B, and with that I should be able to build more resilient and agile supply chains. It's actually interesting because the other day I was presenting at a conference in Zurich, and one of the questions from the audience was exactly on that I'm still not able to get any meaningful status or date on order of my 2,000 plus laptops, right? What will it take for my supplier to provide me that data or that information? The third one being, I think it's inefficiencies in terms of poor planning and manual intensive tasks. That's what we are seeing companies trying to struggle with that. And all of these have a direct impact on your customer experience.
Supply chain leaders that you and your colleagues work with, they cannot avoid business uncertainty, but they can build resilient supply chains that drive profitability and growth in a disruptive reality. How do you work with companies in this area?
So at a broad level, Christian, I can say that we are working with the customers in 5 different areas. First and foremost being the customer experience, building intelligent operations, becoming an ecosystem player, creating new business models, and fifth, but last not the least, sustainability, which is at the core of every organization, right? Understanding the vision of the business, the segment and the geography in which they operate, these are always critical. the maturity at the various levels of the organization also plays a very critical role in identifying the most rewarding solutions. Now, when we talk about customer experience, we are actually working with our customers to reimagine the physical touch points to achieve digital customer experience in today's world. We talk about analytics and optimization, right? So for one of the logistics customers, we are making operations intelligent by leveraging technology and optimizing the last mile delivery, which is already, on one hand, we can say so optimized, but still there are more expectations from the last mile. Warehousing is another area where we are working closely with our customers and helping them unlock synergies through becoming an ecosystem player and putting technologies like AI and digital twin at the core of it.
Rohit, TCS helps customers evaluate and implement digital offerings and to define the roadmap, architecture, and strategy. If we continue on supply chains, what are the latest trends in this area?
So everything starts with you and me, Christian, right? Customers. So customer experience, the customer first approach, reimagining the customer experience, that's one of the key barometers that is differentiating the leaders from the followers. The next one, like I said, is the intelligent operations, right? Leveraging the right data within your organization and not just automate, but provide intelligence in another area. It's not about just automating the task anymore now. Breaking down silos, right? Greater real-time exchange of information and collaboration, both inside and outside the organization, is a major shift that's taking place in the last 2 years. And that brings to the third one, which is the ecosystem player. So organizations are working on really having crowdsourced solutions for last mile delivery and building shared economies and getting to the agile supply chains.
Rohit, I was reading a recent Gartner report that suggests that 57% of CEOs are planning on redeveloping or upgrading the supply chain to better adapt to the demands of the current supply chain industry. How does that align to your current market conversations?
I would put that number even higher, Christian. So nearly every customer that we speak with is upgrading one or the other part of their supply chain. Physical supply chain network itself, right, to build better resiliency at the ground level, adding capabilities that were considered only in the domains of the large e-commerce players, be robotics, drones, warehousing, right, that's coming into play. And of course, all of this has to be powered by system. And there is a situation to the gold rush right now to upgrade and build the future ready supply chain and the solutions around those, right? And a clear example of that is P44, right? You're also building SaaS solutions coming up and delivering that. So we witnessed that firsthand now. Yeah.
Business guru Peter Drucker, he famously said, the purpose of a business is to create a customer. Do you believe that digital transformation should start with the customer experience? And how do you as TCS work with your global clients in that area?
So let me answer that in two parts, Christian, right? So first one, do I believe if digital transformation starts with the customer experience? I think the answer is yes, yes, and yes, right? Every digital transformation engagement that we are involved in starts with the same questions. Who is your customers? Why are they your customers? What does your customer need? What do your customer want? Those kind of questions. Coming to how TCS is working with it, with our customers. So we believe in a purpose-led transformation, right? So TCS plays a role in partnering with the customers over a long term, leveraging its contextual knowledge, investments in research and innovation, and technology expertise that help our customers to grow and achieve their purpose-led goals, right? So that's, and it reflects also on the TCS belief that along with its customer, we can harness the collective knowledge and the results are incredible, right? And we build better future for individual communities and the planet, basically.
Rohit, how do you and your clients avoid, or at least try to avoid, that digital transformation efforts put operational efficiencies and cost reductions ahead of putting customers at the center of their endeavors?
So to be honest, Christian, this is always an uphill battle, right? With differing views within the supply chain organizations, different priorities, different stakeholders. We are bringing the stakeholders together in the same forum, demonstrate to them how putting a focus on the customer problems and creating customer-focused solutions invariably creates strategic differentiators, right? It just to prioritize the areas that deliver the greatest impact on customer satisfaction and the market differentiation. A straightforward example of that is what we executed with one of our customer, is to build an AI-powered solution in which we could respond to the customer queries in terms of where my shipment is, what happened to my claim, very mundane questions, and without any human intervention, there was AI-powered replies. This resulted in a very fast response to the customers on their queries, quick identification of the missing documents or the data, and in turn, it resulted in extreme significant operational efficiency gains, right? We even were able to indicate the sentiment of the customers, and this enabled the customer service teams to reach out to the customers who were kind of, let's say, upset in a way, right? So very straightforward thing.
Rohit, when a customer buys anything today on an e-commerce platform, they expect immediate visibility into that shipment status, and they get it with the purchase confirmation. When a global manufacturer procures billions of euros of materials from their suppliers for their factories, do they currently receive the same visibility as when a person spent $20 on Amazon? And if the answer is no, what can they do to achieve this?
So the answer is no, clearly, right? But what I think, Christian, is we also need to strike a balance between what we want from the visibility, right? It's not that every status, every information needs to be brought forward. But that brings us to one of the themes that I spoke about earlier, right? Becoming an ecosystem player. So if you do not leverage the ecosystem that can bring numerous solutions at an incredible speed, you're never going to reach the stage where you get visibility down to the SKU level. And here I think I see project44 playing a significant role. The better the visibility, the easier it is to avoid costly mistakes. And in case they do occur, we all have the same view of what caused that issue.
Thank you so much, Rohit, for joining Supply Chain Talks today and for the partnership between Tata Consulting Services and project44. And we look forward to creating many projects together for our joint customers.
Sure. Thank you so much, Christian. Thank you.
Thank you.